Hi there everyone and welcome to News Now right here on ET Now. I'm Avanne Dubash. We've got lots of top stories lined up and let's take it straight then to what's going on in the aviation space. Just days after the DGCA deferred the implementation of the new flight duty time limitations from the 1st of June, pilots have now flagged off their concerns in a letter to the Aviation Minister. Let's understand the issue at hand as we delve into a discussion regarding it. First up, my colleague Sumit Chaturvedi joins in with the details. Sumit.
Well, it's an important development happening in the aviation sector. In January this year, DGCA had come with new norms that mandated more rest for pilots and more rest during flight hours. It was a welcome move. It was welcomed by pilots as they said it leads to safety of the pilots, the better fatigue management and safety of airlines and their operations in general. But things changed this week when DGCA, it deferred the implementation from June 1 to indefinitely. Well, that was always being requested by airlines who were of the view that hiring new pilots, more pilots, will lead to up to 25% cost escalation. Now, this has clearly rattled pilots who are of the view that this is going against them, and that's why they have written to Aviation Minister Scindia and regulator DGCA, asking them why they have been deferred. So it's going on story from the last many months in the aviation space. Clearly, we all know and understand that rest is important for pilots, but how much is required? That was always a matter of concern. Airlines always asked that matter should be left to them. On the other hand, pilots said that the matter should be decided by DGCA. The case is already in courts, though. So rest of pilot is a big issue. Fatigue is a big issue. It's because it impacts safety. But on now, pilots are against airlines on this side.
Thanks very much, Sumit, for giving us those details. Let's connect with Captain Mohan Ranganathan, Aviation Safety Consultant and a former instructor of the pilot of the Boeing 737. Thank you so much for taking time out. Now, given that this issue is really brewing, the actual reform norms for the duty rest period were aimed to manage the cockpit crew fatigue as well as aviation risks much better. And now with this deferment being proposed indefinitely, don't you think that the concerns that the pilots have are very valid?
It's very, very valid. And it's just a repeat of what happened in 2008. In 2007, they came out with a very good FDTL car. And the airline owners went running to Praful Patel, saying that they'll need 30% more pilots. And the DGCA, Mr. Gohen, was given orders to cancel that. And it was so laughable because the letter which the DGCA put out saying the competent authority of civil aviation. The regulator is the competent authority, not a minister or a babu sitting in the civil aviation ministry. And the same thing has happened here. And actually, what is very dangerous is they don't understand how serious fatigue is. It has been established worldwide that fatigue can cause what's called a micro sleep for 5 to 10 seconds. And majority of the accidents have been identified due to these micro sleep events and during landing and approach. And people here are only interested in the commercial interest of, if you say that you need more pilots, let the minister order the airline to cut back on the service. Connectivity and flights are not important. Safety of the crew and the passengers are important. That is something that the minister has to. Actually, his credibility is becoming zero now. If you see, just a week or so back, he issued a statement saying that the safety of the passengers and the crew are paramount. And now, 1 week later, the DGCA canceled that. The same thing, if you recall, 4 years back, when the Air India Express crashed in Calicut, they formed a committee of experts about the dangers of Calicut runway. And the minister gave a deadline of 1st April 2023 for implementation, failing which flights will be stopped or the runway will be shortened. We are 1 year into that and nothing has been done. So what happens to his statement that safety is paramount. People are getting away with this because there is no accountability in India. And the judiciary does not come down hard on the failure of the officials. Because we lost 158 lives in
Sure.
Mangalore
Right.
and 21 lives in Calicut.
Right.
Has anyone been held accountable? It is just dangerous
Right.
what they are doing. They don't understand.
No, you're very right. Captain Ranganathan, request you to stay on with us. We also have Captain C S Randhawa, the president of the Federation of the Indian Pilots. And clearly, it seems like there's a massive row has erupted, given the fact that now the Aviation Minister had on the 8th of January said that the FDTL reforms have come after this in-depth analysis of the pilot rosters and now sort of going back on his word. Captain Randhawa, your take?
Yes. Yes, we've been fighting this since the CR of 2019 on the FDTL came up, and we have been insisting that the CR had to be amended. The DGCA did amend the CR, which is dated in 2024 and to be implemented by 1st June 24, and we were happy that this will be implemented by the DGCA. However, within a week, which Captain Ranganathan correctly said, that going back to again on the statement issued by the Government of India, it is very sad that the Minister makes an announcement and then goes back within a week just to help the operators. Safety is of paramount importance. It is not the flight schedules and to please the operators all over the world. Secondly, any regulator in the world, EASA or FAA or CAA, when they come out with the regulation, they adhere to the date of implementation. Here it is a joke in this country. So DGCA has to understand that the safety is of prime importance and not at the cost of operations or the connectivity or to please the operators.
Right. And so just to take that forward then, Captain Ranganathan, do you think that these steps of writing to the DGCA, writing to the Aviation Minister, Jyotiraditya Scindia, is likely to perhaps propose a change in the norms and that we will see them taking safety as the paramount concern?
Not at all. They will drag it on. They'll do nothing about it because you have to understand that civil aviation in India is the most corrupt system and lives are cheap. Have they done anything? If you recall, after that 2007 circular was cancelled, the JTA Pilots Association went to court in Bombay High Court. And the judge gave a very strong indictment of the ministry. And Jet Airways appealed against that, and they used, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Salve as a lawyer. And the same judges reversed their initial order and gave it back to the original. So we have no accountability. And if somebody tells you that they need 20% pilots more, cut back on your flights, cut back your orders. Getting 500 aircrafts or 470 aircrafts is not important. Lives are important. And people don't understand that a 5 to 20-second delay in reaction time on a landing, especially in monsoons, can be a difference between a safe landing and a crash. And we are just 2-3 months away from the monsoons, and somebody will pay for the folly of the ministry and the DGCA.
Yeah, would you concur with that assessment then, Captain Randhawa, that perhaps these steps of writing to the Aviation Minister, to the DGCA are going to be futile eventually?
No, we are also in addition, we are also in the Delhi High Court on this issue since last 6 years. We have been fighting this case, and till now nothing has come out of it, and we are in the courts too. Now, what we foresee that in case they are not going to take up any action, then we'll be forced to take up this to the level of the Prime Minister.
All right, forced to take it to the level of the Prime Minister, given that it is currently being dragged on in the courts. Thank you so much, Captain Randhawa, for taking time out, as well as Captain Ranganathan, and for sharing with us your concerns.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.